Hello friends and welcome again to my channel Tech Sage Academy. In this third episode of our Tkinter series, we are diving into the fundamentals building blocks of GUI design. We will be introducing frames, buttons, and entry controls, which are pivotal elements in creating any interactive GUI. Our focus will be on creating a calculator, a practical and engaging project for our YouTube audience. We will explore the concept of frames, understanding how they organize and structure our GUI components. Buttons will take center stage as we delve into their functionality and customization. Entry controls will be introduced, allowing users to input data. Throughout the episode, we will guide our audience through the step-by-step process of designing a functional calculator using Tkinter. Join us as we unlock the potential of Tkinter to craft a practical and interactive project. Okay, friends, so let's start making a program for designing a calculator. Let's go through a step-by-step process. And in this episode, we'll be focusing only upon designing the calculator. We'll not be working with the functionalities of buttons and entry control. We'll focus on just designing. In our next episode, we will program for the functionality of the buttons and entry control. So let's start without wasting any time. First of all, I'm going to import Tkinter as TK. Now creating a window for calculator. So first of all, root is equal to tk.tk, and let me write the last instruction also, root dot main loop. Now designing the geometry of this calculator, root dot geometry. I take the resolution as 480 by 480. Let me see what is the size of this. Let me save this calculator on my desktop. This is the size of my calculator window. And let me change the title of this calculator, root dot title calculator application. So now the title of this calculator window is changed. I want to change this icon. I want to bring in a calculator icon over here on the top left corner of this window. So root dot icon bitmap, and I'll give the path of my icon file. Now, what is an icon? Icon is a small, very small image which you can see usually appears on the top left corner of any application, or the small thumbnails that you see on your computer screen on the desktop. Those are called icons, or in the toolbars you might see some small images. Those are icons. That icon I want to appear in my calculator window. Now the icon file must have an extension .ico. You can download icon files from internet. There are lots of images available over internet, and I have also downloaded it from the net itself. So the name of my icon file is calc.ico. This is the file extension of an icon file. So I've saved my program on desktop, and this icon file is also present on the desktop. So you need to make sure that if you're not giving the path here, I have not given the complete path here. Why I have not given the complete path? Because my program and my icon file are present on the desktop. If your icon is saved in some other folder or some other directory, you need to give complete path. So for the simplicity of the program, I'm saving all the files on the same location. So let's run this module now and check. And you can see this icon is appearing on the top left corner. It's a small calculator icon, right? So this is done. Now I want to change the background of my window. So root.config pg is equal to blue. You can take any color of your choice. I've taken dark blue. And now you can see the color of my window is dark blue. Now, next we are going to create a frame which will cover this much area on my calculator window. And within that frame, I'm going to place an entry control. Frame is also a container widget. It can contain multiple widgets in itself as a group. To create the frame, I'll take frame1 as a variable tk.frame. The container of this frame will be root. The width of this frame will be 480 pixels, the size of the window. The relief is equal to solid and border width is equal to, let's say, 2. Now I'm going to attach this frame to with the root window. So frame 1.pad pad x is equal to 20 and pad y is equal to 20. Let's run this program and check. Okay, so this is the frame. Now, when we are going to place an entry control inside it, you will be able to see complete boundaries of this frame. Let us now create an entry control. Entry is equal to tk.entry. We are going to place this entry control inside the frame, comma. Width of this entry control will be, let's say, 480. Relief is equal to sunken. Now entry.config. Here I'm going to specify the font style and size. Font is equal to Arial, size 18 and bold. Now entry.pack padx is equal to 10. Pad y is equal to 10. Expand is equal to true. This entry.config, it will specify the font that will be allowed in that entry control, or that will be used in that entry control, the font style, the size, and the boldness. Entry.pack is going to attach this entry control to the frame. It leaves 10 pixels on the left side, 10 pixels on the right side, 10 pixels on the top, and 10 pixels on the bottom side, bottom edge. So there will be a gap between the frame and the text box. Expand is equal to true means the entry control will expand to the full width of the frame. This is frame 1. So let me run this program now. And here you can see that this entry control is placed inside the frame. It is occupying the complete width, and this gap that you can see between the entry control and the frame border is the pad x and pad y. This is pad y and this is pad x. On the left and right side, pad x. On the top and bottom, this is pad y. If I write something here, the font is Arial, size 18, and it is bold. So this frame is done. Now, next, what we are going to do, we are going to create a frame here in this area, and within that frame we are going to place all our buttons that will be used in this calculator. Now remember that we are going to create a simple calculator application. It will not be a complicated or scientific one. It will be a basic and simple calculator application. So we'll be creating buttons according to the simple application. So let me close it, come back. So I need to create one more frame. Frame 2 is equal to tk dot frame root comma width is equal to 480, relief is equal to solid, and border width is equal to 2. Frame 2 dot pack. I'm going to use pack command for it. Pad x is equal to 20 and pad y is equal to 20. So my frame is created, second frame, and within this frame I'm going to create the buttons. So let me start with the top row of the buttons. That is going to be let's say button 7, 8, 9 and an operator. So button 7 is equal to tk dot button. The container control of this button will be frame 2. Frame 2. The text of this button will be equal to 7. Justify is equal to center. That means the text that we are going to write in the button will be aligned in the center. Font is equal to Arial. Let's say 12 is the size, and bold. Then width of this button I'm taking as 6. Relief is equal to raised. This will give the effect of button. When we click on it, you can see that it is pushing down. Background color of this button will be light gray. Now I'm going to place this button inside the frame control button 7 dot grid. I'll be using the grid function. See, the frame is attached to the window with the help of pack command, but since frame itself is a container control, this button can be placed inside this frame using grid geometry manager. Row is equal to 0, column is equal to 0. Let me run this program and check. So here you can see this button 7 is placed inside the frame. I'm going to copy and paste this button 7 3 more times because I want 3 more buttons in this row. So this is button 8, button 9 and button divide, as I'm going to place the divide symbol or divide operator in this row. Now change the text here, button 8, button 9. Now in this text, I want to the divide symbol that appears on the calculator, the actual mathematical divide symbol. To get that divide symbol, we are going to use a Unicode character /U00F7. This button 7 is placed in row 0, column 0. So button 8 has to be placed in row 0, column 1, adjacent to button 7. 9 will be placed in column 2 and button divide will be placed in column 3. So let me run this program, and this is how my buttons are placed. So let's place more buttons, and now we are going to copy this whole lot of 4 buttons and I'm going to paste it. Just I'm going to change few things. This is going to be 4, 5, 6. So button 4, button 5, button 6. And below divide, I want multiply symbol to appear. So button multiply. Change the text 4, 5, 6. And for multiply, I'm going to use X. Row for these buttons will be 1. Since in row 0, we have 7, 8, 9 and divide. So row for these buttons will be 1. Let's run this program, and these are our buttons placed. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and now create 1, 2, 3 button. So this is 1, 2, 3, and here I'm going to use plus button. Change the text 1, 2, 3. Change the row to 2, 2, 2 plus symbol. So run and check again. Yes, so these are placed. Now let's create the next row of buttons. So to create next row of buttons, I'm going to copy and paste this. So in this row, I'm going to place 0, dot, equal to, and minus. The row will be free. Change the text 0, dot, equal to, and minus. Let's run and check. Yes. So this fourth row is created. Now let's create the last row where I'm going to create buttons for clear, backspace, square root, and exit. Exiting this calculator application. So let me copy this code and paste it. So the first button will be clear, which will clear the contents of the entry control. Text will be capital C, clear. This is row number 4 and column 0. Now next one will be the back back delete square root sqrt, and this will be exit button. Now for square root and back delete, I'm going to use the left arrow, and for square root I'm going to use the square root symbol. So for both of these characters I'll be requiring the Unicode character set. The Unicode character set for back delete is 27F5, and the Unicode character set for square root is 221A. Now for exit button, I'll be writing exit in capital. Right. Row is equal to 4, row is equal to 4, and row is equal to 4. Let's run it. And you can see that these buttons are created. Now further we are going to format these buttons so that they give a proper look of calculator buttons. So as you see, our normal calculator has been created. Now let us try to format it a little bit more, make it more lively or more calculator like. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to change this font size. I'll make it 18 and we'll use it in all the buttons. It's always better you design the layout first and then you can keep on formatting according to your requirements or your choice and making the application quickly. So let me just replace this 12 everywhere with 18. Let's run this program and see what is the output now. So now the buttons are looking much better, bigger. This X is looking very big. Instead of capital X, I'm going to use small x here and run this. Let me try some new color schemes with the buttons. I'm going to change the color of these operators instead of light gray, I'll be using light blue to give them more realistic look. So let me run the program. This looks much better, this blue color. Now let's change the border of these buttons. I'll use BD is equal to, let's say 7, and copy this. I've copied it along with the comma so that I don't have to put comma every time. Let me run this program again. Okay, so yes, the button looks more realistic, more like calculator, but this height height needs to be adjusted. Since I have applied a border of 7 width, it is taking more space, and you can see that the size of the buttons has increased. So that's why this vertical height needs to be changed. So let me adjust and change it to 450. I think this is better. So now this calculator looks more realistic, and you can see that the buttons are clicked. As we have discussed in the beginning, we have focused only on the designing part of this calculator in this episode. In the next episode, we'll be designing their functionality. We'll be coding for their functionality. So the next episode is going to be very, very important to so that we can learn how to execute certain tasks when we click on a button. That means if I click on this one button, one should appear here in the text box. So friends, I hope you have liked the designing of the calculator application. As discussed in the beginning, we have focused only on the designing part. But in the next episode, which is coming up, we are going to code for the functionality of these buttons. So next episode is going to be very, very important. So do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, click on the notification bell icon so that as soon as I upload the video, a notification can be sent to you. See you very soon in the next episode of this Tkinter series. Till then, take care.